Florida. A black man who was sentenced to 400 years for an alleged robbery that someone said that he participated in. After being in prison for 35 years, he walked free after being totally exonerated of the robbery. I'm Tyrone Bowman. This is Tyrone Bowman Tonight. According to CBS News, a man who served more than 3 decades of a 400-year prison sentence for armed robbery charges was freed Monday after being exonerated. Sidney Holmes, 57, was convicted in April of 1989 for a 1988 robbery in which he was accused of being the getaway driver. Holmes was greeted by his family as he walked free Monday and said the first thing he wanted to do was get something to eat, CBS Miami reported. We have one rule here at the Broward State Attorney's Office. Do the right thing always. As prosecutors, our only agenda is to promote public safety in our community and to ensure that justice is served. Broward State Attorney Harold F. Pryor said in a statement, I commend the victims, witnesses, and law enforcement officers for their candor and assistance in reinvestigating a crime that occurred more than 34 years ago. How about this? It should have never happened to begin with. It seems like it's always black people who are always brought before an all-white jury and found guilty even before the trial itself begins. Back to the story. Holmes had been convicted of acting as the getaway driver for 2 men who robbed 2 people at gunpoint and stole one of the victims' car just west of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on June 19, 1988, according to the state attorney's office. The 2 robbers remained unidentified. Holmes contacted the state attorney's conviction review unit, known as CRU, in 2020 and told investigators he was innocent. The CRU then determined that Holmes had a plausible claim of innocence. During CRU's review of Holmes's case, it determined eyewitness identification of Holmes during the initial investigation was likely incorrect, and that there was no evidence connecting Holmes to the robbery outside of the flawed identification. An investigation launched by the brother of one of the victims also found that Holmes's car was likely misidentified at the time, and that key differences between his Oldsmobile and the one used by the robbers were overlooked, Pryor said. Based on the review, 5 of 6 independent panelists voted that Holmes was innocent and his conviction should be thrown out immediately. The victims in the case both said they thought Holmes should be released. Deputies involved in the original investigation were also shocked. Holmes served 34 years in prison and had been sentenced to 400 years. Isn't that ironic that in this report here, they don't name the alleged victims, and they definitely don't tell you about their ethnicity or their origins or what color they were. We've already figured it out. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender. Never quit.